Kimbo, Natatanzambi Yamazulu. Hallelujah. All praises to our Tatanzambi. And we honor our righteous and holy ancestors of the light. And say, welcome to you, Cien Mbote, Habari, to Facebook and YouTube. We are going to discuss on this morning, afternoon, evening, traditions are not to be shared. I did a quick video earlier this week talking about traditions and talked about the sweet potato pie. And some of you who listened to the video, I'm sure you could relate to what I was saying. But I want to show you something, show you why that was dropped in my spirit. Some of you may have seen this video, but I want y'all to see this. This is, it is entitled, White Boy Blazing a Trail in South African Spiritual World. Well, just watch this.
A dance to invoke the spirits of ancestors.
Hold on, I'm sorry, because y'all may not be able to hear it. Forgive me.
A dance performed to invoke the spirits of ancestors and bring on a trance-like state. This is Kyle Todd's favorite ritual. About a year ago, the 12-year-old became a sangoma, the Zulu word for traditional healer.
The best parts is dancing, because you get to your ancestors. When you think of a move, they pick it up very quick.
The overwhelming majority of traditional healers in South Africa are black, but Kyle's parents and their sangoma friend were convinced the young boy had a special calling. Kyle underwent training and has since become something of a celebrity healer, especially among the black community. But not everyone has understood.
Most of them about being ex-friends.
It has been difficult because being in a community that understands sangomas, they believe that sangomas are part of witchcraft. So the people have shied away from Kyle being a sangoma. It's like, oh, is he going to put spells on everyone?
Traditional healers practice divination, and according to his teacher, Kyle can read and
He's
he's predicted several events, including the death of Nelson Mandela.
For him to get a calling at his earlier age, to me, it was like an eye-opener to everybody that this is real and is happening. Nobody hypnotized him. Nobody told him what to do. It just came into him.
For the patients, his skin color and young age aren't an issue.
The
old people, they keep things to themselves. They're scared of saying the whole thing. Whereas the young ones don't know what they should share or not, so they tell you everything they see. But whatever healing powers he may have, Kyle is still like any other young boy and enjoys video games and football. He hopes to go on to study science to build on the knowledge and skills he is currently gaining in medicinal herbs.
Before you watch this video, please make sure to subscribe, like the video, and press the notification button so that you do not miss another video from this channel.
Namhlanje ke sihambele indawo yase Hillcrest sivakashele insizwa lana enyazi kakhulu ngelika mehlo emamba idume kakhulu lapha einkundleni xhumana lensizwa lena.
Mina ngiyashwela kutsotsi wathi uyangithanda kanti udlala ngawe udlala ngawe
Ain't that pitiful?
undawo mina ngiyashwela kutsotsi kanti udlala
Ake ngidedele ibingelele iphinde izazise kubabukeli bethenjwe TV.
Sanibonani abalandeli bami, igama lami nguMehla Mabagidi, waHlomuka. Ngihlala eLikresti, abantu abaningi bangazi ngoba ngidume kuMasikhandi nale advert yase-Chicken Liquid. Abantu bangijwayela ngathi hey wethe ubani nomlungu. So yeah, sila namhlanje.
Awusukanini madoda. Hey lensizwa isikhuluma isiZulu okwayi mina ngize ngibhincele encane. Impela. Mehla mama, udume kakhulu mfowethu.
Okay.
That's a shame.
Now that made me ill.
Yeah, made me angry.
Yeah. There's
That
a-
was worse. That was worse than the first one.
Umlungu isiZulu and osemncane. Mhlasimpe
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying that was worse than the first one. And they were both bad.
It
Why are they
seems to
allowing
me,
this? Why are
yeah,
they
and it's almost like the white sangoma is making fun of our culture, the way he's going to dance.
Yeah. Yes.
And then you see the father up there videotaping with it on his phone.
Mhm.
You know, so it's entertainment for them.
Yeah,
And that's what they like us to do is entertain them.
Entertain.
yeah. Dance for them.
Yes.
But it runs deeper than that, Joel, because when you see what they're doing, they're infiltrating. They're coming to learn, they're coming to be included. And when we bring them in like this, they're then taking our secrets,
Thank you.
taking all of our information and procedures, taking it back to their folks to cue them in on what we do, how we do, and then how they, if they ever need to come and break ranks among us, they will know how to
They
do
know
it. They're using children
just
because they're innocent enough and easy enough to come and, I guess, I'll put the word weasel in amongst us. All of that is a plot and a plan to just get into our midst, to collect intel, and to go back and deliver. But one thing they don't realize is that that's okay. That red sun is coming for them. They just don't know because they're dealing with the wrong ancestors, and their ancestors are going to shame them at the end.
And use it against them. They want to, they're learning the secrets and stuff like that so they could use it against us.
But the thing is, it won't work though.
No, I know it won't work.
Exactly. Yeah. So
They
they're
think
the
it will.
ones that are going to be crying at the end.
Yeah.
They use our power against us. We have the power beyond that which is normal, that's not from us, but from Tata and Zambi. They learned that when they came on the land, the colonizers came on the land, they found out, oh, they have a connection to a higher power. We have to learn what this is so that we can use it against them. So they forever have been doing this, using our power against us. But now that we have awakened and we know our power and we know learning how to tap into our power. Well, they always knew how to tap into our power. And I'm hearing that this Queen Elizabeth, she was in power for 70 years because of coming to Africa and finding out what it takes to remain under the spirit of the Most High people to stay in power. But now that she's gone, and later on, I will reveal to you guys a night vision that I was given about her and what Tata and Zami is going to do, what he's going to bring about. But you know, they used to tell us that when we do something they do, they would say They would actually use the comment putting lipstick on a pig. But actually that's what they're doing, putting lipstick on a pig, but they still a pig. You know, you can't change who they are or what they are by them mimicking us. It's like monkey see, monkey do. They know how to copy us to the T. They have learned how to sing, and they couldn't hold a tune if you prop them up with a two-foot pole. But they're learning how to copy us. And this is an example of them copying us. But we're so easily to be manipulated because we are still thinking that they're superior to us by them painting the likeness of JC in their image. Even though you don't call on that name, your subconscious mind is seeing whiteness. And so our people are still subconsciously mind manipulated to where we see them as better than us. And you know, that's a deep deception when you see where you came from, kings and queen, and the power that you had. But then you're looking at a people who came from nothing and they survive off of a great people.
Mm-hmm.
And you still thinking that they're better than you? That's a deep deception.
No.
That's a deep deception.
Only some people think they're better than us.
And that's a
People
great.
who are awake know that they are not better than us.
When I was on the land in South Africa, I firsthand came to find out just how deep deception is, just how many it is. It's more than what you think. There are more than what you think. I was surprised when I got on the land how many people are deceived, have this mind manipulation that the whiteness is white skin and the angel food cake and everything that's white is right, everything that's dark is bad. It's deep in Africa, and I seen it firsthand when I was there. And they don't even realize it. That's the bad part is they don't realize that they're under mind manipulation, that their mind is colonized. They have no idea. They will stop on a dime and look at a white. If you watch them, they will stop on a dime and start doing stuff with white people. The Manzungus, they will stop dead in their track and try to get their attention to see, as if to say, see, I like you. See, we're equal. See, you know, they don't even realize what they're doing. But we come from America. Go ahead.
And again, I'm sorry to interrupt, you know, but again, as I had stated before, it's that Mundeliitis. And this
That's exactly.
Okay. But when going back to the video, I agree 110%, 200% with Queen Khadijah. It's about infiltration.
Yeah,
that's what it is. If we can get into their secrets and even the deep secrets of how they operate, then we will know how to counteract what they do.
Yeah.
Okay. The thing is, like Queen Khadijah said, some others have said, it won't work.
Nope.
Okay. First of all, what is a sangoma? What's a sangoma?
A healer.
A healer.
Yes.
Yeah.
How does a sangoma, or in what ways can a sangoma heal?
Many ways.
Many ways. Will you just name a few, if you don't mind?
Well, one is
what was that? What'd you say?
Working through the spiritual realm. Spiritually.
Yeah. Actually, that's where I really wanted to go. Working in the spiritual realm. Now they can heal medicinally with plants, stuff like that, right? But the spiritual realm is where I really want to deal with, because they're supposed to be able to help you, heal you spiritually. Now you pay attention to what he said. He mentioned ancestors.
Sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all caught that?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, sangoma, it originally started with the African people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So whose ancestors he talking about? His?
Because they're not gonna know them.
No.
Mm-mm.
And the ancestors are the same people that they tortured and killed and so on. The same ancestors he's calling on. And the same ones that they tortured, that they killed, that they
Threw overboard, threw over ships. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Boy, that's what you call idiotic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Setting yourself up for some torture yourself.
Dumb.
Yeah. But they never did serve the same Elimo that we served.
No.
They, they never served Tata and Zambi. And they never was under a covenant.
Now, how can someone go to this guy,
be with Satanic, but not with Tata and Zambi?
Yeah. Now, how can someone go to this guy for spiritual healing? How?
They would have more harm than good. They would be harming themselves. If they did.
Yes. Yes. They will more than likely walk away with more demons than when they came.
Exactly.
Who ancestors are he calling on? As you all stated. Because go ahead.
Oh, the sad part of it is that they are encouraging him, and they should know better. But they aren't awakened either.
Right.
It's
right.
a beautiful thing to them. It's a beautiful thing. Why? Because another nation wants to see our spirituality.
Yeah. Welcoming them in.
Yes.
They're equal. We're equal. See, we all the same. No, we're not.
That's dangerous.
You know, when Brenda and I were awakening, we were in a class with a guy by the name, well, he's a rabbi, put it that way. He looked like us. But he go by, you know, rabbi, so and so. Okay.
Rabbi.
And we asked him, why were the elders teaching the Ish people our culture and customs? He said, because somebody showed interest in learning them. Our own people would show interest in learning the culture. So because another nation came to learn, showing interest, they taught.
That's no reason. There's no reason to tell your secret.
No.
No reason at all.
No. Here's the thing. We already see what they've done to us and what they continue to do to us. Why are you continuing to share our traditions with them?
Right.
It doesn't make sense.
Not a bit.
It's amongst telling the enemy all your secrets.
Yes, that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing. They're giving the enemy ammo.
Power over us. They're giving them power and ammunition to destroy us.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're
And
basically
sometimes,
go ahead.
Sometimes I wish if those of us in the diaspora that are woke or have awakened would be able to get to our people on the continent and tell them exactly who are they messing with. We know how they operate.
It's hard. That's a hard thing. When I was in South Africa, I must have sung that song till I was blue in the face. I would call, they crazy. They were crazy for doing what we supposed to be doing. We stop clinging to them, build our own nation, build our own community, build our own banks, build our own stores, build our own, have our own money system. Oh, they crazy. But they're the crazy ones, not us. So see, it's the mind is manipulation goes really, really deep. Because they did such a strategic job on us. And it's still working today when they don't even have to do anything. We on our own, just be ignorant on our own, just loving on them and clinging to them. And we're equal. You know, they love Mandela because Mandela was for equality, equal, you know, bringing the white and black together equally when they should have, me myself feel like they should have kept on fighting until the last. If they died, at least they fought to the last, but never stopped fighting and never give in. And I feel like they gave in by trying to eat. We know on in the Americas and what being equal meant. Even Martin Luther King found out before he died. He said, I led my people in a burning building. He found out before he died, and that's why he died. When he figured out, you know what, I made a mistake trying to be equal to these people. They're savage. Yeah. They're savage. They call us terrorists, but they're the worst terrorists on
the planet.
Oh, yeah, on the planet.
Yeah.
So that's what got us in trouble. That's what hurt us. So on the land now, they don't have to do anything. They just come in and buy up land, and we come there. You can forget trying to buy land unless you have thousands and billions of dollars. But they come in and they have just a couple of hundreds, and they got land and apartment houses and everything, and sell it to us.
They give it to them.
Yeah,
they give it to them.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You know,
and then
because I agree with you. You know, with South Africa, it's like it's heartbreaking to see a people in their land living in townships, and but not coming up to a better thought for themselves. You know, even with that. And you look at the little kids getting off the bus or running home from school, and you wonder, why send them to school and they're going to end up right here?
Yeah, with nothing, still with nothing. While the Mzungus have it all.
They have it.
That's the plan. That's the plan that we have to destroy.
Absolutely. And that's why those two sticks have to come together. We need them and they need us.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
I will go into different government places, and once you open your mouth, she's from America, the Americans, and they treat you worse than they do the Mzungu. They have respect for the Mzungu, but as for the Black diaspora, they have no care or respect or anything. They're like, so what,
and I felt the same way about them. I didn't have none for them.
And I was like, it was like something in my spirit. I'm like, wait a minute, I came here and there are white people, I don't say Mzungu, white people selling homes, trying to sell apartments to me, rent apartments to me. I can't get land unless I buy it through the Mzungus. Something wrong with this picture.
Absolutely.
And then our people on the land, they got privilege just from being in a position to tell you we can't help you. I mean, they sit there with uniforms on and they get paid nothing, but they get their reward in just feeling privileged for being in that position. That's how they get they actually feel privileged being in the position but making nothing. And to be able to tell somebody, I can't help you, I don't want to help you, and they treat you like I don't want to help you. But somebody Mzungu come in, their face light up. They ready to, jokey with them, and it's our people. I got a clear vision of what we are like in the U.S. and what we are like in Africa, and we both need help. We both need some serious help.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now I just wanted to say that it applies to me as well. An example would be being an African living in South Africa, born in Angola, just raised in South Africa. If I were to say, oh, I want to become a sangoma, the Black South Africans wouldn't really, teach me. I doubt that. But like I saw the previous Mtu that was speaking, if it's a Mulungu, is white for Xhosa, they would definitely teach him. So there's just something wrong there. Like some of them just prefer the white, but if it's another Black African coming from another nation, it's like, no, we're not doing it with you.
And that's because they have separated us. They have separated the Black South African from the mixed South African, which is the coloreds, and the whites are definitely on top.
In my communications with Tatanzambi, I often say, Tatanzambi, we are so destroyed as a nation and as a people, it's going to take you to restore us. It's going to take a supernatural restoration because we're so far gone.
Yeah.
Even against each other, we can't do it alone without you.
Exactly.
So true.
Exactly. And what you said, you're on point with. We cannot do it by ourselves. This is why we need the Most High to intervene. We need our righteous and holy ancestors of the light to intervene. We need them because here they're in their lane. These Mzungus are being taught our traditions, our spirituality, and they're saying that they're calling upon the ancestors. And a certain dance that he does, the ancestors pick up on it real easy. Like he's communicating to our ancestors. Okay? That angers me. No, you don't have any ancestors on the land.
You're bringing in demonic ancestors of his, of theirs.
If, number one, if I was to replace that, I would say, you don't have any business on the land.
Amen.
Exactly.
None of y'all.
Exactly.
None of you were created from the land.
Was supposed to be killed off.
So who are you calling on? You're not calling on the ancestors of the light, the righteous and holy, the ones who are in communication with the Most High. You're not calling upon them because they don't know you. And the other thing that really angered me was a certificate.
Yes.
Yeah.
A piece of paper.
That sounds just like the Mundeles, don't it?
Yeah.
So you're certified now.
Yeah.
You
got it.
Yeah. That's manipulative.
Come on. No. That is not our tradition.
So they're making it like you can just go through a curriculum and boom.
See, it's on paper. It's written.
Exactly.
They're like, it's written, it's on paper.
Well, that's what Paula White, she was calling on what was it? She was calling on the African angels.
The angels from Africa.
Yeah. Like, what do they owe her?
Who showed up?
Nothing. For saving her, for sparing her. they were spared because when Tata and Zambia say kill them off, kill them men, women, children, and the beast, and the cattle, kill them off. Well, they owe us for not being obedient.
Yeah, that's true.
When she called upon the angels from Africa, who showed up? Why was she calling them? And what was the outcome?
To get Trump in office. Or back wasn't it? Didn't it have something to do with Trump?
Yes.
Yeah, the election.
To get him re-elected.
Well, they got a booger of a re-election. They tried to destroy the White House. How about that?
But what they don't know is Tata and Zambia government gonna put an end to all their governments and crush their governments. His government, his kingdom is going to stand until time indefinite. That's why we don't even listen to what they talk about political and all this. No man can direct our steps. And certainly not their foot. It wasn't meant for them to direct our steps. Tata and Zambia directs our step. And so we don't even rely on man to save us, because man has always been the thing. And when I say man, you got man and you got hue man. Hue mean color. We're the hue man. They're man, they're offshoot of man, of human. So we don't rely on man for our salvation. We rely on Tata and Zambia, because he says that when we say let your will be done, his will is to destroy them that has enslaved his people. So that's the will that we're asking for his will, and our ancestors that are crying out, the blood that's crying out, saying how long, that's the will that is to be done soon. But not with no government. It's not going to be done through a government. So it's like Satan calling on Satan, you know. When she
would that be correct to say that they're hybrids?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's what I'm going to start calling.
Genesis, when you go to Genesis, and it's Genesis where the Most High said that the woman seed will crush Satan's seed, and Satan's seed will crush the woman's seed. That's two different descendants. Those are two different people. In order for us to crush his seed, and which means he have to have a seed. He have to have, like we have a seed. Satan has a seed.
Yes.
And his generation.
Satan's seed. But I'm going to start calling them hybrids.
That's what they are, genetically modified. That's what they do, genetically modify everything. GMO. So they're genetically modified. GMO.
Oh,
yeah, you can call them GMOs. Just call them GMOs.
GMOs.
So they are genetically modified.
Every now and then I call them mutants.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, exactly. Mutants.
Yeah, they look like us, but they're not us.
But they're not us.
And now we've entered into the period where the elements and nature is working on our behalf, repowering up our DNA and turning against theirs.
Yes.
That's what they're scared of, is they see us coming back into our power. We have a connection in our skin. That's why they take our blood. That's why they take our melanin. It's because they know there is power in our melanin. There's power in our everything about us that were created from the soil. You never seen no white dirt. We were created from the soil.
You know what? Real quick, when you mentioned that, white dirt. There is some white dirt, and the interesting thing about that white dirt is nothing grows in it.
Yeah, okay. It must be desert dirt.
All right.
Sand.
Now, the other thing about that guy, that so-called sangoma. There is another video where he says that he's a full-blooded Zulu.
Oh, come on now. How can you be full-blooded
Chuckle,
Zulu?
chuckle.
When he's
And they believe
speaking,
him.
when he's speaking, he is actually speaking
Zulu
Xhosa with the click. Okay.
Why are you speaking Xhosa, but you say you're full-blooded Zulu?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what are you?
So
you speaking Xhosa with the
yes.
Yeah,
but
but you
full-blooded.
say Zulu.
Yes.
So if you're reaching out to our ancestors and you say you're Zulu, I can't wait until you reach out and get a chance to speak with Shaka. See how that interaction goes.
Exactly. I can foresee him deceiving a lot of people on the land. I can see him deceive because, they keep saying that we all came from one man and everything, and they don't seem to realize that Satan created hybrids, and we all did not come from Tata and Zambi,
Yeah.
But they don't know that. So when Mzungu come along and say that he's Bantu or he's this and he's that, they'll fall for the mind manipulation that was played and how Christianity has embedded in the minds of our people false teachings such as that.
Yeah. And have you noticed how even here in the diaspora in America, we have the Mzungu are quick to say that they're Cherokee, they're Native American.
Yeah.
And
They don't
never
look nothing
used to.
They don't look nothing like the original Native.
But they $5, them $5 Indians that were paid to claim that. Those are the ones that were paid to say that they were Indian. You notice how they always pay. They if they can't find a way to pay themselves, they won't pay us. We can't get anything unless they find a way to pay themselves. Like with the natives, they had to pay themselves. They couldn't pay the natives. It had to come back to them. Anytime something go out, it's gotta have the ability to come back to them. It has to come out. It has to go out and come back like a boomerang effect.
Yeah.
If it's not gonna come back, it's not going out. And they haven't figured out a way where they can pay reparation and it come back to them. So until they can figure that out, it's not gonna happen. Maybe that's why they saying they black.
Yes, they did. They figured that out, how to make reparations back in the Civil War days. They gave them the reparations for the slaves that they had to
slave owners.
Yeah,
Slave owners, yeah.
They paid the slave owners, they didn't pay the slaves.
Right.
So some kind of way they have to pay themselves.
Exactly. And now here's the other thing, going back to that video real quick, that angered me. Remember I said earlier, before we started this video, this broadcast, I was talking about spirituality and them, I'm losing my thought now, that, well, this guy, yeah, they taught us that our spirituality is demonic.
Right.
Remember, I mentioned that. Now, here this guy is saying that he's a sangoma, using our spirituality, and it's okay. These Mzungus are also using our spirituality. In what way? When they pray in some churches, Catholicism, who do they go to? Who they call on?
Mother Mary.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Isn't Mary dead?
Yep.
Yeah.
If she ever was alive.
Okay? And that's
a discussion for another day.
For another time.
Yes, it is. Because there's some things we found out about Mary or Marys. Okay, but yes, that is for another day.
That's a subject for another day.
Yes. But they go to Mary, asking Mary to go to God on their behalf. That they say we're not supposed to do that. Because you're calling on the dead. So they want to stop us from calling on the dead, and they do it. But now I'm getting ready to say something that may be a very touchy subject for people. They tell us not to call on the dead, but don't they call on JC?
Zeus.
Now, isn't he dead?
Yes.
According to them, he is.
And they'll say you can't get to the Father unless you go through
JC.
Now, watch. They'll tell you he ain't dead. He alive. He's sitting on the right hand side of God on the throne. Right? That's what they say.
That's what they say.
He ain't dead. Let me ask this question. Is he physically walking amongst us?
No.
No. But they'll tell you his spirit is with us. Right?
Yeah.
Then if the spirit is with us, don't that mean he dead?
Yes. And that gives you the opportunity to worship him, worship the dead.
But it's something that we're not supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Now let's bring this on home. We know that our righteous Nkulus, our holy ancestors of the light, we know they're not dead. Tata Nzambi said that he is the Yah, the Nzambi of the living and not the dead.
The dead.
Yeah.
Okay. But the point is, the Mzungus want to say that our spirituality is demonic. And that's what we should not be doing, when at the same time they are doing it. Okay.
They don't want us to, because our ancestors, when we call on our powerful ancestors who have power, that defeats them. It's going to rise up against them. And they know. They say, let us cut them off from being a nation. And that was one of the things that they cut us off from being a nation, because as a nation, we were powerful.
Yes.
And we knew.
Separated to this very day. Because they cut us off. They separated us. Now it's time for us to come back together.
I understand that our brothers and sisters in Haiti tapped into their spirituality and ran the Mzungu. Well, they got killed and took over Haiti.
Yes,
because of that spirituality.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, yeah, I wanted to share that, and to say traditions are not to be shared.
Right.
They're
That's
ours. Okay, our spirituality, keep it amongst us. We show and teach the other nations, then they turn around to try to use what we taught them against us. The same kid said that he was going to go and study to become a nutritionist. Now, sangoma, as I said earlier, it is using medicinal, plants and stuff like this. So he's talking about going, to learn about that. Now, who's to say he learned all this stuff and he go back to his people, open up a business,
make some money. That's what he's thinking.
I don't think it'll work the same for them because when Tata and Zamba told us the herbs are for the healing of the nation, he was talking about the nation of Bantu nations, the 12 tribe nations. He wasn't talking about the foreign nations. So it's not going to work. It's not going to work the same for them that it'll work for us. And they have always been bestiality, where they love eating flesh. They love eating things that's strangled. So that's what they do. The herbs have always been for our nations, not for their nations, not for the foreign nations. So I don't see where it's gonna help them.
But you still gonna have some that's gonna say,
no, they would try.
Hey, I'll go to Dr. Sangoma. You know?
Yeah. And he's using it for the people, for our people, not for his people. I think it's for us, because just like they came out with that jab, the jab was created to destroy us and to bring us into a state of control and to kill us. So many Black people have lost their lives, but more Mzungus lost their lives than us, because of our melanin is strong. That's why we're still standing today from all the diseases that they brought, the syphilis, the red fever, all these things that they brought on the land and they injected in us. We're still standing. We're still standing in great numbers. And that's because of who we are in the Elimo that we serve. But they're dying by the number. And that's why they tries to reverse the abortion, because they're losing all their, they're dying at record numbers. And they was already low on the totem pole, but yeah, but it is what it is. But we need to stop sharing stuff with our enemy. We teach our enemy how to destroy us. We say, pray for our enemy. When you go back into the ancient ancestors, they didn't pray for them. They was at war, destroying them, removing them out of the land, getting rid of them. Tata say, don't mix with them. To even kill them off. If you got children with them, kill them. What women's children, cattle, kill them off. Do away even with your children. Okay, that child is half Bantu, half white, half Mzungu. Did he say, well, you got half Mzungu blood, so we're not going to kill them? No, he said, do away with them. And if he said that then, he hasn't changed. Tata and somebody say he does not change.
Well, she on fire. She's on fire. I mean,
shadow of change.
Yeah. And you see a lot of half Mzungu today running around.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yes.
Yeah. But see, that's the hard pill to swallow. That's the hard pill for us to swallow, is because we so lovey-dovey, loving. We, God, Tata and Zombie love everybody. If he loved them, why did he say kill them off? He didn't say spare, he didn't say spare none of them. I don't recall reading nowhere in the scripture where he say, okay, well, let that one live. Well, those are your half children, so let them live.
Let me tell you what it is. Let me tell you exactly what it is. When you look at Christianity, they only teach from the New Testament.
Yes, that's true.
Yes,
that's true.
They tell us that the Old Testament is for us to learn from.
Yes.
Okay. But it's no longer like that now because we're under grace.
Right. It has changed.
And grace. Exactly. Exactly. So grace is supposed to be the New Testament. You love everybody. We're all serving the same God. You treat them, and you talk to them. We're Christians now.
Boy, they looked out for themselves.
Yeah. That was for us to not fight against them, but to love them while they hate us and kill us.
Exactly.
Bible one hand, whipping the other.
Yes. pray for your enemies. You know,
And-
we do
and-
damage to you. You pray that we stop.
Pray for us.
Right.
You keep on
And we
praying,
can-
and you'll get your salvation in heaven.
And here's the thing.
Right.
Watch
Right.
this. As long as you pray to our God, okay? Because your God is demonic.
Yeah.
You pray to our God and you pray and ask us to stop. And we talk about what our God has given us. He's given us power and rule. So we can control. So you pray and ask him, our God,
JC.
to stop.
Please.
You
And
pray
then
to JC.
and if we mistreat you, just turn the other cheek.
That's
Exactly.
right. Just turn the other cheek.
Exactly.
Turn the other cheek. Obey your masters and obey your master.
Yes.
Slave, you're supposed to obey your master. We never were slaves. We were servants.
Okay.
They came up with the word slave. We were servants. We were in servitude. But
Right.
they
Yes.
came up with the slaves and the slave mentality.
And it was
And
worse
we've
than
had-
anything.
Yeah, and we had kings instead of chiefs.
Right.
Yes, sir.
We had kingdoms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
See, we learned. Tata Zami is teaching us. He opening up the sacred secrets, all those sacred secrets that was closing, he's opening up. And it started a little, some people saying before the 400 years was up. Some people say right after the 400 years was up, but he just steady instilling in our Mwanda the truths and the sacred secrets, the things that were hidden. They can't even phantom how we're coming into knowledge that they hid out of the book. How they finding this out? Satan know, his descendants know, you know. You can't hide it forever. You know, your time is up. They know their time is up.
It's up. And not only that, look at how Tata Nzambi for this time, he's sending back people like the Queen.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Yes,
Wow.
sir.
Yeah.
Releasing.
I had a night vision where I seen bees, and in the night vision.
Masanoma. I hate to interrupt.
Okay. Okay.
I told y'all she on fire.
You know I get started. You know me.
But one thing, you know, allow me to say this, and I say this to everyone. Okay. The one thing that we have been taught, that we've been learning, is it is not a good thing to share your dreams with everyone.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay. So,
Okay.
you know, I'm going to end the recording. You know,
Okay.
and you know, you could just, you know, talk to us that are
Okay.
but we have to keep our traditions. I said that earlier. Our traditions are not to be shared. Now, if you all know, if you know this, a sangoma is pretty much chosen. Okay, it's not something that somebody want to be because they think it's cool. It doesn't operate like that. You have to be chosen. And that's how, and I'm just going to end it this way. That's how one becomes a sangoma. It's a calling. It's something that thank you, Tata, that you agreed to do before you came to this realm. You agreed, I will be a sangoma. I will do it. I will heal your people, not heal people. I will heal your people. Because that's who we were sent to do. Even Yesiah himself said, I was only sent to the house of a Solomon. So a sangoma is not for everybody. A sangoma is not to heal everybody. Read between the lines. All right. So again, let us keep our traditions amongst family. And when I say that, even with some recipes, there are some people who have recipes that they will not even share the recipe with a brother or sister within that immediate family. Okay. And the question is, why? Because it's supposed to stay with certain ones. And you will know who to share it with. Because you share it to certain family members, then they're going to take it and share it with everybody. Okay? Everybody. So you will know who to share and who to give it to, and tell them you keep it. And you pass it through the generation. That is a tradition, not a custom. It's a tradition. So our traditions don't go to any and everybody. It stays within the family. All right. Bena and Zombie, love you all. Anyone have anything else to say before I end this?
And often sangomas and gunzas, often my understanding is that they, when they're chosen, often are of the same bloodline, the same ancient bloodline.
Yes, sir.
And these are the ancestors, yes, that do it.
Yes, yes, yes. Exactly.
You mentioned something very unique in regarding this recipe sharing matter, that there are circumstances, situations and times when one would just share randomly. But one lesson she put out to the young girl was this. She asked her, so, well, yes, so-and-so has a recipe, but have you tasted the results of the recipe, the outcome of the recipe? It's like, yeah, it doesn't taste anything like you. So that's a really key and important way to know and identify how a person could also be a chosen, because their output would exactly mirror the one from which it came. So even though they're coming and trying to infiltrate and stealing, what they don't realize is that it's going to not be the same outcome. So that's an important lesson to learn, but it's true that you be careful how you share. And like the scripture says, try the spirit.
Yes.
To see if it's of Tatanzambi, because until you do, sometimes it can be so almost like, oh, but they are, you could feel that, but then the only other telling factor, it's like, okay, once they are brought into the loop, what's the outcome? Because the 7 sons of Sceva got their behinds whooped really good. Huh? When you try to go do something that you just saw someone else do, thinking that you can have the same results. Well, you say, Paul, I know. Isaiah, I know, but who are you?
There you go.
You went to town on them. Huh? They ran off naked practically. So yeah.
That's a good point.
Oh, and one last thing. Actually, I'll share this when we get off camera too.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I remember last week or week before last, we were talking about this, and Queen Royal daughter, she said, when this white sangoma calls upon the ancestors, she said, I can hear the ancestors saying, who are you?
Yeah.
So yes, exactly. All right, family, I love you all. And I just thank the Most High for this opportunity to come before you and to share, and again, we have to keep our traditions within family. They're not to be shared. Keep them in the family, because they will easily be turned and used against us.
Mhm.
They can present themselves as friendly. Isn't that what the enemy does?
Mhm. Mhm.
Dressed up, looking neat and
Mhm.
everything, talking good and saying he's on the
Mhm.
side. But when he sees the opportunity, he'll kill you.
Mhm. Mhm.
So we
Wow.
have to be careful,
True.
you know, and that's the other thing, real quick. It just hit me. When this white sangoma, this white guy said that he wanted to be a sangoma, I just wonder who, though one of those who came before,
Mhm.
any of them, did they discern the spirit?
Right.
Did they discern it?
Mm-mm.
No, they did.
Could not have. They could not have.
Right, right.
They didn't search the spirit to see if it originated with Tata and Zama. Well, they could have looked at the face and saw. They,
Okay.
you know, sometimes we can't see the enemy right before our face.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mhm.
So that is what we have to do. And when I did that video, and I don't know if you saw me going like this, and I say, ask the Most High to open your eyes.
Mhm.
This is the eye.
Mhm.
This is where the spirit is. Open your eyes so that you can see, discern,
Mhm. Mhm.
and you will know who was called to be a sangoma.
Mhm.
Know who to share it with.
Mhm.
All right. May Tata Nzambi be with you. May he increase you. May he increase you. May he strengthen you. And may your days be light, bright, and filled with his spirit. And may his hand of protection be with you to guide you and to speak to you. And may your holy and righteous Nkulu of light be with you and speak to you and guide you to your destination and what you're supposed to do and complete it for Tata Nzambi. You all be increased and love you greatly. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Ashe.